In the late 1970s, there was a discussion to begin a pre-philosophate outside Amphitheatre, mainly due to the increasing number of seminarians. Many places were proposed, but finally, Kalutara was chosen as the venue. The name proposed for the new institute was Daham Sevana. Very Reverend Father Ignatius Gamlat was appointed as the first rector, and Reverend Father Malcolm Ranjit was appointed as the first spiritual director by the Archbishop of Colombo in June 1980. On the 15th June, Reverend Father Ignatius Gamlat arrived at Daham Sevana and urgent renovations began on the 22nd June. The first batch of 19 students arrived at Daham Sevana on the 30th September 1980. On 4th October 1980, the seminary was formally opened with 19 seminarians, 6 for the Archdiocese of Colombo, 10 for the Diocese of Gaul, and 3 for the Diocese of Chiloe. 14th January 1981 was the first official visit of His Grace Archbishop Nicholas Marcus Fernando to the seminary. On the 28th April 1981, Reverend Father Anselm de Cruz was appointed as the second rector of Daham Sevana Seminary. 6th May 1982, Archbishop Nicholas Marcus declares open the seminary swimming pool. 11th October 1982, the extensions to the buildings are completed with 2 new visitors' rooms above the recreation hall and the portico of the side parlor. 10th May 1983, dormitory extension and the construction of the drawing room above the bathroom begins. 31st October 1983, the staff rooms converted into a study hall by demolishing the walls in between. 26th March 1984, building of the new water tower begins. 7th September 1984, the new water tower and the bath side completed. 1st September 1985, Reverend Father J.D. Anthony joins the staff as the spiritual director. 6th October 1985, the first seminarian from Badulla, Ravin Pereira, joins the seminary. Thus, during the last 4 decades, Daham Sevana remains a home of incredible precious memories. Paying an occasional visit to this place feels truly like coming home. Today, Daham Sevana is proud and joyful to serve all the dioceses of Sri Lanka. Jaffna being the last to join us, 2017 to 2018. On the foundations laid by our predecessors, so much has been built and much more await completion. The Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples recognizes Daham Sevana now as a propedeutic seminary, serving the whole country, although it remains administrated by the Archdiocese of Colombo. This milestone of the Ruby Jubilee invites all of us to revisit the beginnings and to be grateful to God and to many people who have made this a reality up to now and a spiritual pastoral aspiration for the future. Archbishop Nicholas Marcus Fernando of saintly memories deserves a very special place in the annals of this institution. His parenting care and guidance from the very inception gave Daham Sevana its initial identity and shape. We remember with gratitude the contribution of the Archdiocese of Colombo and the Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples. This seminary is staffed and funded by the Archdiocese of Colombo, and everything offered here is totally gratis, for which our former and present seminarians and priests need to be always grateful. This would be a fitting occasion for us who are now in the ministry to show our gratitude by doing whatever is possible to make Daham Sevana dreams become a reality. A number of our formators have passed from this life to the other, among whom we lovingly and gratefully remember Very Reverend Father Ignatius Gamlat, the first rector, Very Reverend Father Anselm de Cruz, the second rector, Father Cyril Joseph, spiritual director, and Reverend Father Merrill Vijay, spiritual director. Our past rectors, Father Sam Quintus Pereira, Father Francis Nicholas Sena Naika, Father Expeditus Jayakodi, and Father Anthony Pereira are also gratefully remembered for their valuable contributions. While we appreciate profusely the role played by the spiritual directors from the beginning of the seminary, among whom we have the first spiritual director, Father Malcolm Ranjit, who is the current Cardinal Archbishop of the Archdiocese of Colombo, and the third spiritual director, Father J.D. Anthony, who is the current Auxiliary Bishop of the Archdiocese of Colombo. We remember with gratitude all other spiritual directors, Fathers Julius Christopher, Shelton Dias, Sharon Dias, Ignatius Varnakulasingham, Pragit Chamara Pereira, Pradeep Manavadu, Lalit Felix, Sachita Kalum Jailat, Jude Asita Hettiarachi, and the present spiritual director, Father Eranga de Silva. We joyfully record that Right Reverend Dr. Raymond Wickramasinghe, the present Bishop of the Diocese of Gaul, is the first past student Bishop of Daham Sevana Seminary. We remember with gratitude the brief stay of Reverend Father Emmanuel Fernando, who is the current Bishop of the Diocese of Mana, who was residing at Daham Sevana while serving as the rector at the Holy Cross College, Kalutara. We can never forget another personality who began his life at St. Aloysius' Seminary, went to Hawarden Haputale, and finally came to Daham Sevana and lived and served faithfully until he died. He is Solomon Fernando, popularly known as Abe among us. He was more than a member of the domestic staff. In fact, we call him the silent formator. We have reached the Ruby Jubilee milestone. We have reached a mature age, but there is a long way to go. The simple celebration is a prelude to the Golden Jubilee, which will be in a decade of years from hence. While being grateful and continue to give priority to our program of formation, we thank God for what we have completed during the recent past. Renovations and improvements to the dormitory, study hall and the parlors, students' washrooms, renovations and improvements to the main chapel with stained glass window, altar railings and the main entrance, introduction of Christ the King Chapel upstairs, renovation and improvements to the swimming pool, bundle wiring introduced to the seminary, installation of a solar panel system, freshwater fish project, construction of the Lotus Pond, Gethsemane Garden, Aralia Breeze, Deer Dana, Red Compound and Mina Shade, completion of first part of a new piggery, buttressing of the River Nook retaining wall, construction of a new roadway to the Panvilla Parish Church and to the property of the Oblates, purchase of a new lorry and a hand tractor, introduction of the seminary anthem Crest and the Flag, and many other things, for which we are grateful to the Archdiocese of Colombo, the Congregation for the Evangelization of Peoples, and to many local benefactors. Hopefully, we will complete the proposed sacristy to the chapel within the coming year. However, with a view to support the programs of formation, we have still to complete a number of proposed improvements to the seminary, access road from the main gate to the house, the need for a good library, sick room, storeroom and space for cultural activities, the kitchen department, the basketball court and our visitors' rooms. We also propose Daham Sevana premises as a possible venue for a retreat and seminar center, for which necessary facilities need to be planned and implemented. With hearts filled with sentiments of joy and gratitude, we say ad multos annos ad infinitum vivat to Daham Sevana.